Have you ever wondered what happens when mystical clairvoyance collides with modern psychological resilience? Well, in this explainer, we are unpacking exactly that. We're looking at the 6 basic exercises developed by Rudolf Steiner, the visionary mind behind Anthroposophy. And honestly, whether you're someone looking for a safe, structured path to higher spiritual perception, or you just want the ultimate form of mental hygiene to stay grounded in today's super chaotic world, this is absolutely your practical guide.
Here is our roadmap for today. First, what these exercises give to everyone. Second, a detailed breakdown of the 6 exercises. And third, safety and your first steps.
Section 1. What these exercises give to everyone. Okay, let's dive into this.
So we can actually view these exercises through 2 completely different lenses. On one side, you have the esoteric tradition. In Steiner's model, if a person tries to develop supersensory perception, what he called imagination, inspiration, and intuition, they risk some pretty deep mental instability if they haven't built a foundation first. These exercises essentially build a stable psychic framework so you don't just collapse under the weight of these intense new experiences. But let's quickly pivot to the secular side. If we completely strip away the metaphysical framework, what you're left with is basically a daily workout for your metacognitive skills and your emotional resilience. It's a toolkit that literally anyone can use right now to fight off mental burnout, whether you care about clairvoyance or not.
In fact, it is wild how perfectly these centuries-old mystical practices map onto proven modern psychological therapies. Exercise 1, that aligns right with mindfulness meditation. Exercise 2 builds what modern psychology calls an internal locus of control. Exercise 3 is structurally identical to emotional regulation and dialectical behavior therapy. Exercise 4 is essentially cognitive behavioral reframing, and Exercise 5 develops intellectual humility, which we know drastically reduces cognitive biases. The subjective experience of clarity and focus you get from doing these is very real and highly practical.
Section 2. Detailed breakdown of the 6 exercises. Let's systematically walk through each one so you can start applying them immediately.
We start with the first exercise, thought control or concentration. This is the foundational ability to hold your attention on a single, neutral object without letting your mind just wander off. Steiner believed, and rightly so, that before seeking any sort of higher perception, we have to first quiet the relentless, chaotic noise of the everyday mind. Because otherwise, any new insights or impressions are just going to drown in our usual mental chatter.
The practical steps here are beautifully simple. Step 1. Pick an ordinary neutral object. A simple pencil is literally the perfect tool for this because it doesn't trigger any strong emotional responses. Step 2. Just observe it. Look at its form, the material, ask yourself how the graphite was made or how many of these are produced globally. Step 3. As soon as you notice your mind slipping away to some random memory or worry about your day, gently bring your focus back to the pencil. Just 5 minutes a day of this builds an absolutely crucial discipline of attention. Moving on to the second exercise, will control or initiative. This one is fascinating. It involves performing one deliberately meaningless, conscious action at a strictly defined time every single day. The entire goal here is to separate your true willpower from your automated habits or the external pressures around you.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the specific requirement of the task. Take this example, moving a ring to another finger at exactly 3 p.m. every day. It is absolutely vital that the action has 0 external purpose. Think about it. In everyday life, we usually act out of habit or because circumstances force us to. We say, I need to be on time, or this is just more convenient. But by doing something completely meaningless at an exact, predetermined moment, your will is activated entirely from within. You are training true independent decision-making.
The third exercise is equanimity, or the balance of feelings. This is all about maintaining an internal center of calm during moments of extreme joy or deep sorrow. Uncontrolled emotional swings are a massive danger to your psychic stability, especially when you start encountering intense new experiences in life. You need an anchor. Here is how you practice it. When you feel an intense emotional spike, and remember that includes wild euphoria, not just sadness or anger, you pause. You observe the emotion from the outside, almost as if you're watching yourself experience it. Your goal is to remain the stable center amidst the wave. And notice, we are not suppressing the emotion here. Suppression just leads to an eventual breakdown. You fully experience it, but you don't let it knock you off your internal axis. This is directly comparable to the healthy emotional regulation techniques taught today. Okay, the fourth exercise, positivity, or finding the spark of light. This means actively seeking the good, the beautiful, or the valuable in every phenomenon, even the seemingly negative or destructive ones. And to be totally clear, this is not toxic positivity or naive optimism, not at all. It's about intentionally expanding your perception so you can see multiple layers of reality simultaneously.
And this brilliantly illustrates why this is a perceptual exercise, not just some quick mood booster. When you're faced with bad news or a really difficult person, you ask yourself, what is beautiful or valuable here, even if it's hidden? A habit of only seeing the negative severely narrows and distorts your picture of reality. By actively looking for the hidden value, you are effectively cleaning the lens of your perception, preventing a distorted, overly cynical worldview.
The fifth exercise is open-mindedness, or impartiality. This is having the profound intellectual humility to admit that your past experiences might actually be completely wrong. It keeps your inner door wide open to new knowledge. And again, this isn't about being gullible. Rather, it is the ultimate test of mature intellectual honesty. It's the ability to distinguish between I actually know this and it just seems to me that I know this.
You practice this one entirely internally. Periodically, you just consciously ask yourself, what if the thing I am completely sure of is actually wrong? Rigid, fossilized beliefs are the absolute biggest obstacles to growth and to experiencing anything outside your usual parameters. This simple, humbling question protects us from our own cognitive biases and keeps us truly receptive to the world.
Let's move to the final exercise and see how this all builds together. This is harmony. Now, harmony is not really a separate new task you have to learn. It is the continuous, lived synthesis of the previous 5 exercises: concentration, initiative, equanimity, positivity, and open-mindedness.
All 5 of these elements have to come together to form a whole. I mean, if you have immense focus, but you totally lack emotional stability, you are simply not ready for advanced spiritual or mental work. A massive imbalance in one area completely nullifies the progress in another. Harmony is holding that total psychic balance amid the everyday chaos of your life. You have to constantly ask yourself, how centered and whole do I feel right now? It's a constant tightrope walk, for sure, not a static resting point.
Section 3, Safety and First Steps. How to actually integrate this without burning out.
So the crucial point is this stern, authoritative warning straight from the source material. Steiner explicitly warned us, attempting to force subtle perception without foundational psychological preparation is a profound risk to mental stability. These exercises aren't some trendy shortcut to opening your third eye in a weekend. They are a necessary, absolute foundation of mental hygiene. Whether you want to pursue esoteric work or you just want a more focused, resilient approach to your everyday life, safety has to come first.
Which leads us directly to your highly actionable mandate for starting out safely. Do not try to do all 6 of these at once. Seriously, doing that will just scatter your attention, which completely contradicts the core purpose of the entire practice. Instead, start incredibly small. Pick one exercise that resonates with you right now. Practice it for just 1 week. Observe yourself honestly, and absolutely no self-criticism if you struggle with it.
That brings us to our final question for this explainer. Which of the 6 exercises will you start today? Is it going to be 5 minutes observing a pencil? Maybe moving a ring at 3 p.m.? Or finding the hidden positive in a really tough situation? I challenge you to make a choice right now. Commit to it by dropping your chosen exercise in the comments below and come back in a week to let us know what you noticed. Thank you for hanging out with me to explore this. Stay curious, stay focused, and I'll catch you next time.